Hi, it's Kevin Clancy, and I want to welcome you to my real estate coaching blog. As you know, I created this blog just to help share some ideas I've learned over the years that hopefully you can apply to your career to help make you more money and work less hours. I always get the question, are the things that I'm sharing we actually using in our business? And yes, we are, and yes, they do work. I'll give you an example. We are at 132 closed and pending transactions for the year with my small team, and over the last 2.5 weeks, received 68 seller requests to list properties. That's all as a result of our inbound marketing. So the marketing works, the systems and the processes work, and happy to talk about it. Today, I just want to talk about my trip to San Diego. I was in San Diego last weekend. Absolutely great mastermind. Just some incredibly talented people there. Chris Heller was there, CEO of Keller Williams, Bob Corcoran, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, Jay Kinder, one of my first coaches. When Jay's in the audience, you know you're in a great mastermind. Actually got to be in a mastermind group with Chris Heller's team, which was phenomenal. But just to give you an idea, many of the names you probably haven't heard. I'm sitting next to a quiet guy named Justin Harf from Canada. Sold $250 million worth of real estate last year with his team. Made multiple millions of dollars was his net to his bottom line. So the potential in this industry is huge if you apply yourself, and hopefully just take away a few little nuggets and apply them to your business. Kevin O'Leary, great guy. Not sure I aligned totally with his values. He talked about the sacrifices he made becoming a billionaire. Admittedly, he missed his children's entire childhood building his company, so made some major sacrifices. He's first to admit that he would fire his own mom if she wasn't performing. I think as a business owner and leader, we strive to bring our people up rather than to just let them go if they aren't performing. So a little bit different philosophy, I think, that I had from him. Funny story, went to the Padres game when we were there with a bunch of the guys from the Mastermind. We're in a private suite there, and we were fortunate to catch the game, but one of the security guards came up and asked for my autograph. She actually thought I was Kevin O'Leary. So here's a picture of Kevin and I don't know, you decide if we're twins or not. So it's a funny story. But one of my takeaways, and here's what I want to get to today. If you are not selling 100% of your listings, please listen to this, because this is a really interesting story. One of the gentlemen there, Jason Bramlett, selling 100% of his listings. And I just want to tell you how he does it. And you can have a limiting belief that it's not going to work in our market or you can't do it. Cast that aside. It's used in many markets, and this system works. And what Jason does is, we had, like I mentioned, we had 68 seller leads come in, okay? Many of those guys can't sell because they have no equity. They bought no 607. So the idea is to weed through those and get to the motivated sellers. So what Jason does is he requires the sellers to come to his office. Jason never ever sees a home that he sells. Get your hands around that. The sellers come to Jason's office for a consultation. Right away, talking with Jason, that will weed out half of the sellers. So I got 68 seller leads. Knock them off, say I'm down to 30 by just requesting sellers to come to my office. You'll get to the 30 that are motivated. Once they're in his office, he goes through a consultation with them. He requires them to pay for an appraisal. He requires them to pay for a home inspection. Sometimes he requires them to pay for home staging if he feels it's needed when the photos come back to stage the home correctly. Sometimes there's a home warranty put on the home. But if you do those things, you're one, finding the motivated sellers, and two, the home is priced absolutely correctly as an appraiser has been out there. And you may disagree with me, but most realtors, unfortunately, are not qualified to price homes. I don't know how many homes I've listed where the realtor just has refused to have the hard conversation with the homeowner on what the home should be priced at, or they didn't know, and they let the homeowner price the home. And here we are 2-3 years later, and the home's still sitting on the market, and just a result of poor pricing. So if you think about this system, Jason's listing a smaller group of homes, but he's selling 100% of the homes. So every one of his sellers is happy. He doesn't have any expired listings that are going out saying, hey, I listed with Jason and he didn't do what he said. Every one of his sellers is reaching their goal of selling their homes, and they're becoming a raving fan. Huge mindset. So, Jason, when I was talking with Jason, just sat down a few years ago and said, look, I want to sell less homes and make more money. And I think we would all agree that it's a great model. Why sell 200 homes why list 200 homes if you're only going to sell 100 of them and have 100 unhappy sellers that are going to go out and talk poorly about your business? So you may not think it can work. I think you just got to get your hands around some of the things that are going on in other parts of the country. But if you do apply a system and process, and I think you have to look at your own ratio of homes listed to homes sold and why it's so low and what you can do to increase it. And maybe you don't apply Jason's systems, but those are just some ideas and thoughts that are working around the country to get agents to where they are. I'm Kevin Clancy. I appreciate you joining me. If you want to talk about anything I learned, and I have hundreds and hundreds of items that I'm implementing from the Mastermind in my notebook, happy to share them with you. Call me on my cell, 461-9937. You're interested in joining our team, I have 2 spots available for 2 agents that want to make over $100,000 a year. My cell again, 461-9937. Have an absolutely awesome week. Here's to your continued real estate success. Thank you.